Okay, so I'm going to take a frozen pound of hamburger meat. I'm going to open the package and I'm going to throw it into my pressure cooker, frozen. And it's going to thaw it out, cook it, and we'll drain it, smash enough to reuse it here in just a little bit. Cut the bag open, it's just easier to get out that way. I'm going to put just a little bit of water in there. Heat. Seals on. Steam the wok. Put it on chicken and meat. And we'll let this pressure up. Cook meat. And we'll make sauce. Okay, so first thing is I'm going to make my homemade sauce that I have been promising Miss Priscilla that I would make on video for her for a while now. So I'm going to gather my goodies and get that started. Get you a little closer here so you can see what we got going on. So tip it just a little bit. Okay, so I have a heavy skillet used to make my enchilada gravy. I make a brown enchilada gravy. I do not like, I do not like a red enchilada sauce. For some reason, never has appealed to me. So I went ahead and put this on medium heat. Let's start heating up. Start in adding our ingredients. So while we're waiting to get this process started, we can start measuring our ingredients. So we're gonna go, and yeah, I went on a venture today because I melted some of my measuring spoons in the dishwasher by accident. They fell into the bottom, so I got to go on a hunting spree. And did you know that Family Dollar and Dollar General, neither one sells measuring spoons? But thank you, Kroger, for having them. So we're going to use 1 teaspoon of black pepper. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of salt. And we can go in there. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of cumin. In there. So this side out of the way. Okay, so we're going to use 2 tablespoons of chili powder. Big kahuna here. There you go. 2 tablespoons chili powder. Looks like we're about to have a re-up on our chili powder here. Okay, so then we are going to go through with powdered paprika. I'm going to get a teaspoon of that. We're going to go with a teaspoon of oregano. Sounds like our machine over here is getting all nice and happy. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of oregano. We're going to use a half of a teaspoon of some cayenne pepper. And then we're going to put just a little teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. A little bit extra kick. So we've got all of our spices all here, ready to go. Get our plastic dollar things off the table here, because what we don't want to do is end up melting those. So I'm going to stir these just a little bit, kind of mix them in together so Okay, so I got the spice packet ready to go. We're going to start making our roux. That's 1/4 cup of oil, vegetable oil, and 1/4 cup of flour. So use this with some wood. I'll use that with my baking wood. Now we're going to brown this flour up. We don't want to have flour taste, so we'll brown our flour with medium heat. Turn it down just a little bit. It's getting okay. Cooking a little faster than I like. Now I'm going to use some beef stock in this later, so what I'm going to do now is pull my, oh, sorry. And so we get our beef stock. And I'm going to keep it here just to keep cooling off the roux. Just a tad at a time if I feel like it's cooking a little faster than I like to have it. Get the flour taste out. Okay, so now have our flour nice and brown. It's turning kind of into a paste. That's exactly what we want. Once we get that nice. Start adding our blended spices. Shake them all in there. And we're going to let this cook into our paste just for a couple of seconds. Let that kind of blend in there. I'm going to take 2 full cups of chicken broth. I mean beef broth, excuse me. So, we're just, here are 2 cups here. Now, I will play with this recipe throughout the process to thin it, thicken it, whatever I feel like it's not doing enough of what I want or doing too much of what I don't want. You can see here, nice dark brown sauce. And so I'm going to get my whisk and then start breaking up some of the solids. So I'm going to bring this to a boil and then we'll lower it and let it cool down so we can take it out. This is our enchilada ready. Basically all it is. A bunch of spices and some beef stock. So leave it through for the thickening agent. So we're going to let this sit over here happily. Check on our pressure cooker, pressure unlocked. So the meat's cooking. The enchilada sauce is prepped up. Got a bunch of spices and things to put away, so while I do that little bit of cleanup and let this simmer, I'm going to be back with you in a minute. Hey there. Alright, everything's cleaned up. Just watching my roux thicken, watching my enchilada gravy thicken. My meat is cooking. Got about 8 more minutes. And I see my gravy a little bit thicker than I like, so I'm going to watch it and see. I might put a little more stock in it. Whatever. I like it to be a little thinner when I make it in a casserole because it soaks more into the corn tortillas because I'm not putting oil on them like when you wrap a normal tortilla and you wet it in the oil to soften it. We're going to skip all of that oil. That's going to lower the grease and calorie content of the dish immensely. But it also will soak up a lot more of the liquid of the enchilada gravy. So no shortage on flavor. So we're working on this here. I also add a packet of your regular taco seasoning to the hamburger meat after I get it all broken up, and I'll let that simmer in there for a couple minutes, and that adds a little extra flavor to the meal. But contemplated with adding rice and beans in it one time, but not today. Sid said he likes the way I make it already, so we're gonna do that today. But never know, in the future maybe might do some extra creative attempts at different things. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and just continue to simmer, probably get this meat drained and broken up, and I'll be back. Well, newsflash. The battery died. It's on my recording device, so 2 separate videos. So, while my first video, I made this delicious, smell it, babe.
Smells good.
This delicious brown enchilada gravy for our enchilada casserole unit. Aroma vision, smell. Smells delicious.
I can't wait for lunch tomorrow.
That's what he said when dinner's good. Okay, so I will put both videos on. So 1A, how to make my enchilada gravy. Well, not so bad to be 2 separate videos, because you can use this to make regular enchiladas. You can use it to make chicken enchiladas, cheese enchiladas, whatever. If you want the kind where you roll them up and put them in the pan, put them in the oven. This enchilada gravy works for all of those applications, but for this one I'm using it for our casserole. So what I also have from the first video, and I leave this over here simmering away, is that I put 1.5 or so pounds of ground beef frozen into the pressure cooker for 10 minutes. I'm going to let the steam out now, and we're gonna break the meat up, drain out the grease, add some taco seasoning to the meat. We're going to remove it from the pan and then get ready to assemble our enchilada casserole, which we're going to make in the pressure cooker itself. My newest favorite toy in the whole wide world. So as you can see, I'm wearing my cowboy gear today, and Sid has so graciously ordered me a new Dallas cowboy apron, since if I'm going to make videos. You know, Donnie, that's just for you. Dallas, go Cowboys. And yeah, my beautiful Dallas Cowboy refrigerator magnets. I'm sure don't get in every shot. That's for you too. Boo, Patriots. Okay. Little rivalry. Those of you in the circle know. So anyway, going to go ahead and drain this. I'm going to use the potato smasher, break my meat up like I do whenever I use any kind of frozen meat. I'm going to add some taco seasoning and put it back on for about 3 more minutes and let that seasoning just soak into the meat. It does great things. Take it out. For tomorrow, however, we're going to be making a slow cooker roast. So I'm going to take that out, stall, and we're going to actually slow cook that in the slow pressure cook that for 10 hours overnight. I hadn't tried that yet, so new experiment. Just waiting for this to undo, rattling on. So I'm going to save your time, pause the video, get over here and drain this out, and be on to the next thing. Okay, so we have our meat, as you can see. I've broken it up with the potato smasher, drained all the grease out. Ooh, throwing it all around the place. It's still a little bit pink, which is good. I'm going to put it back into my pressure cooker. And nice and drained, got all the grease. Use my smasher here just to make sure. I'm going to take a packet of taco season, put it into this meat, and I'm going to put in a ½ cup of water. Let that stir around here just a little bit, and then I'm going to turn this back on, push it up, 5 more minutes, let that meat in and out of flavor. And it just adds that extra layer of yumminess to our casserole. So just take a couple more minutes of time, and we'll be back under pressure. We're going to use the chicken. Oops, stop. Chicken, so we can control the time to 5 minutes. Pressure, and we're gonna let this cook. So what else are we going to be using in this? Well, I am also using corn tortillas, which I'm going to put into strips. I don't use them whole like this to layer over in the pot. I use them in strips in a casserole to make it, the layers a little more blended, get together. So we're going to get our, what most people use for scooping vegetables when they cut. I use for cutting for tortilla chips, cutting for my casserole, just anything like I'm cutting a big layer or something. So I'm gonna cut these. We may need a few more, but the different shapes, the curves, and the helps to make it all blend into the cooker just a little more wonderful and fabulous. So this is bubbling away. We've got our cheese, which are Mexican blend, just a regular cheese. This is a 3-pound bag of cheese. Got my stacks of tortillas. Got my brown enchilada gravy in here, just happily simmering away. And actually, it's ready to go on low. And we are about to be ready to assemble our casserole. And then that casserole will cook in a pressure cooker for about 10 minutes. Seriously, like 10 minutes. And then it sits on warm until we're ready to eat. And so we're done. So all together, enchilada gravy, make the sauce, cook the meat, everything 30 minutes. The rest is sitting on the table in the living room watching American Idol. And see how that's going to go down tonight. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so we have our ground meat. I'm going to take it out of the pressure cooker here. I'm going to use a little assistance because it's going to be hot. It's kind of odd. So we're going to put this in a little pan here. So you can have the, all the same stuff's going in here, so there's no need to go and, empty it and wash it and clean it because we're using all the same thing. So what we have here, our taco meat, we have our brown enchilada gravy, we have our strips, tortillas, we have our bowl of cheese, and we're going to start to assemble. So on the very bottom of this layer of the pressure cooker, I'm going to put 2 big ladles full of enchilada gravy. One of the things about these cookers that you have to know is when they are heating to pressure, they're in a sear mode, which is cooking on the bottom a lot. So if you don't have a lot of something on the bottom that isn't going to get burned or isn't going to overcook. So then I'm going to put a layer of the meat in with that to help hold up our first layer of tortillas. So we've got that good healthy little layer of keep everything up off the bottom of the as it heats up. So now I'm going to just take different strips of our tortillas. So I'm going to run with around, put it on the outside, just here or there, nothing in stone, just however it fits, just to kind of make a layer between this and the next layer of sauce and meat and cheese. Okay, so first layer down, almost like a lasagna. So we're going to go back with a layer of meat. And then we'll go back with a layer of our gravy. Wish I could film inside the pot. It would make it so much easier. I'll pick it up here in a minute and like give you a good visual. And we're going to go with a big, giant, heaping layer of cheese. So we've got our first layer down. Yummy, delicious beef enchilada casserole. So we're going to line our tortillas out for layer number 2. And then I get some of the rounded ones that go around the outside. Kind of makes it all layer right in there. A couple more straight ones here. Just make sure our division of our lines here. We're going to just do the same thing again. And we're going to end up with about 4 layers of all these ingredients. Yummy deliciousness. Make sure we put 2 good, plentiful layers. Lots of sauce. So, because a pressure cooker does cook with a liquid, so the sauce is the most important part of soaking in all of the stuff into the tortillas. So we're going to do another layer of cheese. And here we go with layer number 3 on our tortillas. I did take a sample of this to work last week. It was a winner. Everybody liked it. This isn't my first rodeo with this meal, but it is really easy and it's really delicious. Okay, so I'm going to take about half of what I have left. I'm just going to leave a little for the top. This is our last layer. I'm going to leave a little to garnish the top of it with. I'm going to use another good portion of the sauce that I have left. 2 good sized ladles. I'm going to try to pick this up and get you a shot inside the... I'm not sure if I can get you there, but inside of the pot. I think I'm blocking your light. Inside the pot. And we're going to take our cheese. I need a cameraman. Sprinkle it all around inside. And then you just go back with another layer. Tortillas. And go around. So basically, that's the premise of what's going on inside the pot. Hold on. Camera malfunction. Okay. Camera back on stand. So, just want everybody to get a bird's eye view of what was going on in the pot. So we're going to take the rest of our tortillas for our last layer here and arrange them around. We're going to finish off. We just about used exactly what we had. Okay. This time we're going to go with the rest of our enchilada gravy. And we'll pour in here on top. We're going to take a spatula as to our waste and make sure we get every last good, delicious bite around here on our top layer. Last little morsels of our taco meat spread around here on the top just as a garnish. Make it look beautiful. And a good portion of cheese. Now I'm going to leave a good little section here because after all this liquid cooks in to the cheese, when you open this back up, it's going to look liquidy on the top. And to soak up that liquid, we're going to put the rest of that cheese in there. and everything's going to be yummy and delicious. So, give me just 1 minute. I'm going to prep my lid because we just used it. We want to make sure everything's clean. Good to get sealed. Be right. Everybody, look what Sid's doing in the video. Look what he's doing. Now you're being recorded. Say hi, Sid. Sid, say hi. What are you doing in the cooking area, Sid? Sid, why are you in the cooking area?
I'm cooking my own stuff.
Damn.
Don't put that on there.
Can he show us the recipe? I want some too. Yeah, it's on there. It's on there. There's no way to take it off. Okay, so reclean the seal. Reapplying inside. We're going to check the edges because we want to be as sure as we can that we get a good seal the first time. Pressure cooker on. Now we're going to set this to rice and risotto. And we're going to set it to 10 minutes. Now we have kind of a hot mess going on in here now, but we cleaned up everything else. No dirty dishes for Sid for tomorrow. Well, we've heard. Okay, so no dirty dishes for Sid. He gets home before me after work, so occasionally he cleans. Well, not occasionally, almost every day when he gets home before me, he blesses me with cleaning up anything I may have not gotten around to cleaning the night before. And we very, very, very much appreciate that. But we try to keep our stuff as clean as we can and not leave a big mess behind. So, we do a pretty good job. Not by any means. Not Sid quality perfect, but it's pretty quality. So, we're going to pressure our pressure cooker here. We're going to set on pressure. We've got our timer. We've got our cheese for the final. We got American Idol on TV. I'm going to go and watch that and see how that goes. I will be back to show you the finished product. And I am pretty excited about this one. So, see you guys in a little bit. 10 minutes. Alright, so hello. Been watching American Idol, and so we have our finished product. Let's try to pick you up here and see how I told you that you would see like a lot of liquid in the top. See how the liquid's in the top? Wait, it's kind of hard to video like this. Okay, there, here we go. So, a lot of liquid in the top. So what we do is we're going to finish this off with some cheese, soak up some of the liquid, and it helps to kind of absorb some of the liquid. So we're going to scoop some of this delicious goodness out of the pot and put it on a plate and show you what it looks like. So we can go finish watching American Idol. Because, oh, wow.